All right. Shalom. 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 How y'all feeling? Doing all right? Is y'all doing all right? Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Stop. That's what you do. Right there. Yeah, really? So, of course, first and foremost, I want to say call out Yahweh. But Shalom Lashak Yahushua. It's all praise to the Most High in the name of His only begotten Son, who the word earlier calls Jesus Christ. I'm gonna take it out the whole thing. All right. We're gonna be taking a look at the rest of the caves and what was inside of these caves. And then, we're gonna go into a little breakdown. Because there's not much else we can, discover about the Dead Sea Scrolls. Of course, there's a lot of information. You can take a look at some of that information, but they had me work a little today. So let me move there. Wow. All right. No, let's go this way. There we go. Hold on, y'all. I just walked in the door. All right. I hope y'all are doing all right. All right. If y'all have questions, y'all can start putting your questions in now. We're gonna go over the past two presentations to kind of refresh our memory. The last one was beautiful. This one we're just gonna be going over those, and then we're going to be taking a look at the other caves, and then we're gonna be going over the scriptures, right? The scriptures. Right? If y'all got questions, of course. Let's slides from your computer, your profile, downloads. This. Let me see if I can find these. One second. I thought I was on this PC. So let me pull this up real quick. So I'm trying to. I thought I saved this. Why is it saying I didn't save this? Okay. Slides. My computer. My stream got shit. Oh, you know what? Shalom. For those of you, that's been asking for the Cash App, the Cash App is on the screen, whether on the background or, floating around on the bottom screen. I finally got that together. All praises to Yahweh. We give that glory to Him, of course. How you gonna say that it's safe to this PC, but it's not? Why are you doing that? But I do got a good announcement, though. I do have a wonderful announcement. This Sunday, at 3 p.m., Pacific time, of course, there will be a debate, right? Let me pull it up. Let me just show you what's the word. There will be a debate that will be going on between me and another brother. Let me just show y'all. But I've been talking about this debate for a little bit. I've been going back and forth with the brother off and on. Mostly my fault, But it is here and scheduled and should not be going anywhere. Unless, of course he backs out, but I'm locked in. But the debate, the debate is concerning the creation, right? Genesis 1. Again, this Sunday at 3 p.m. PST. Is it the same time? Yeah, PST. How did the creation begin? Right? I'm not finna explain his breakdown. It's hard for myself to explain it, but that is something that will be going on this Sunday. All right, so make sure that y'all stay tuned for that. Can't wait. But any questions, right? While I'm trying to get these slides up, I have one, but I'm trying to get the other one. Any questions about a Bible verse, about anything of the sort? Any questions at all? It is Tuesday evening. Shalom. I'm reading that correctly. This is sister? This is sister. Why will this not allow me to upload it? What are you doing? You know what? That's fine. We could just go back over that past slide. That's all. Right. So we're gonna go over this. of course, and then take a look at the rest of the caves that um we didn't go over. Why didn't do that in the first place? So the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? 400 BC to 100 AD, just to be safe. You feel me? Right? So I love this presentation so much. The decade spanning from 1946 to 1956 witnessed the remarkable discovery of thousands of manuscripts and fragments in the 11 caves known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. Following their discovery, a team of approximately 70 to 80 scholars was assembled to study and decipher the scrolls. Researchers employed an interdisciplinary approach, incorporating DNA analysis, infrared, digital imaging, and radiocarbon dating to decipher the Dead Sea Scrolls. We're going to look at the other types of dating methods that they used as well. I did want to take a look at that. But radiocarbon dating, it is based of the fact of the living organism like trees, plants, peoples, and animals absorb carbon-14 into their tissue. When they die, the carbon-14 starts to change into other atoms over time. Scientists can estimate how long the organism has been dead by counting the remaining carbon-14 atoms. Radiocarbon dating can be used on any object that used to be alive. That includes pieces of animals, peoples, and plants, but also paper that was made from reeds, leather, made from animal hides, logs that used to be used to build houses, and so forth, right? The technique was discovered in the late 1940s at the University of Chicago by chemistry professor Willard Libby, right, who would later receive the Nobel Prize for the work. So I did want to take a look at, the other dating methods. Why am I a mamzer? Who told you I was a mamzer? Who told you I was a mamzer? And I would love to debate you on if I'm an actual mamzer or not. I would actually love to, especially if you want to set it up. If you want to set it up, we can set it up for shizzle. If you want to set up a mamzer debate, I would love to debate you. I've been meaning, right? I've never had a chance to debate that. And I want to know why you think that I'm a mamzer. Or is like, why do you think that I'm a mamzer? What did I do or say that told you I was a mamzer, sir? You think he's still typing? Yeah, I'll be big. Tor is the light, of course, but you were not. So let's take a look at different dating methods that is used. I am mixed. How do you know I'm mixed? I'm just curious. How do you know I'm mixed? I'm not saying you're lying, and I'm not saying that you're telling the truth. I just want to know how you know. For the like the know, like that. Yeah, I know he is, but I ain't never debated that before. Let me share this screen. But it's fun though. You know what? I have somebody I think who's been dying to talk to a man, somebody who believes in memes. Right, let's take a look at these different dating methods. I want to take a look at dendrochronology. Another one, not absolute dating. Is this the one? I don't think it is. You don't look like us. You want to come up here, bro? Is this my points? Game or online? What you mean, bro? What you mean by that? I don't really understand it. Is this your notes, King, or online? No, this is online. This is online. But last time I did say that I wanted to look at different ones. but I was just gonna go to the website anyways. Putting it in presentation would just be taking up time. If you want to come up here, you can come up here. I don't know who us is though. So let's take a look at this one first. All right. Ooh. Let's open another tab. Okay, so let's see what he is. Let's see if he responded. I want to know you. Is it? I want to know if you trying to come up here. I ain't gonna care. I want to know. I want to know. Right?
Stratigraphy.
Stratigraphy. Right? The branch of geology concerned with the order and relative position of strata and their relationship to the geological time scale. Right? Let's read this more. Right? We could just go with this one. I think he left. Right? Stratigraphy, right, is the branch of geology concerned with the study of rock layers, right? And layering stratigraphy, yeah, that's not the one. That's dealing with rocks. We don't need that one. Let's just go to dendro. Boom. This one helps. Keep going back and forth, seeing if he's gonna pop up and say something. Right? Dendrochronology, right? Or tree ring dating, right, is a scientific method of dating tree rings, also called growth rings, to the exact year they were formed in a tree. As well as dating them, this can give data for dendroclimatology, the study of climate and atmosphere conditions during different periods in history from the wood of old trees, right? So basically, it's the study of these rings right here, right? Let's see if it explains it simpler. Samples, especially to which always produce range. Okay. Dendrochronology is useful for determining the precise age of samples, especially those that are too recent for radiocarbon dating, which always produces a range rather than an exact date. However, the precise date of the death of the tree, a full sample to the edge is needed. Which most trimmed timber would not provide. It also gives data on the timing of events and rates of change in the environment, most prominently climate. So this is cool though. Buddy left or something? Buddy, you left or something? You're gonna talk about I'm a mamza. I get to talking about how if he wants to come up and talk about it, he went ghost. Or she went ghost. I mean, your thing is pink, my boy. Sucks to be you. That's funny. The Mamza dude, buddy was saying, I'm a Mamza, got a pink icon. Hey, listen. Yeah, that was beautiful, ain't he? Right? This is cool though, right? I'm gonna tell you why it's cool. Because when we look at, you know, the oldest I think this is it. This is cool. Watch this. Because mind you, the Earth is roughly 12,000 years old. And so if we take on from the time of Christ to now, if we take that portion out, it'll be 10,000, right? Now watch this. Now I think I'm gonna do it because, you know, like I said, I have the debate coming up concerning Genesis 1. So I think I'm going to do a whole Genesis 1 breakdown. Alazar is going to do a lot better job than I am. He's going to do a Genesis, you know, breakdown himself. So y'all stay tuned for that. But I think I might do it since I'm doing a debate on it, right? But this tree helps us prove how old the earth is, right? Where's that? Okay, right? Right. Can I get the date, please? It's not giving me a date. I mean, it says right here. Well, we could just take a look at this one. This one's fine. I don't know if I trust the website though. Cat. No, this one. Right. We all know trees can live really long lives. It's no surprise they typically live longer than humans and perhaps most everything else on Earth. Perhaps most everything else on Earth. Trees can live up to live anywhere from less than 100 years to a few thousand years. Yes. Okay. Listen now. I'll just wait for the Genesis breakdown instead of doing. Listen. How can an atheist not see this order even in ancient facts? How can a Big Bang do this? Most of it ill. Ill. Man, bloody ass up. You a buster. You a buster. Good love you though, if you're in Israelite. So there's that one. Let's take a more in-depth radiocarbon dating. This is cool. Now, this is bogus. Let's look at this. This is where I get the information from, the University of Chicago. Right. Let's go down. We're not rocking with that. Okay. We read that. The breakthrough introduced a new scientific rigor, right? This is speaking about dendrochronology, radiocarbon dating, right, to archaeology, right, allowing archaeologists to put together a history of humans across the world, but it had a significant effect on other fields too. Carbon dating has helped us reveal how our bodies work, to understand the climate of the Earth and reconstruct its history. And to track the sun's activity and the Earth's magnetic fields, radiocarbon dating was also instrumental in the discovery of human-caused climate change. Scientists used to track the sources of carbon in the atmosphere over time. I ain't gonna hold you, radiocarbon pretty cool. Radiocarbon dating is pretty cool. Let's look at. I keep checking to see if he pops back up. Oh, he did. If you are reading the Dead Sea Scrolls, it tells you what a mamzer is. Okay, well, that wasn't my question. My question was, did you want to come up on the stage and prove to everybody how I am a mamzer? That was my question. Right? And right now I'm not reading the Dead Sea Scrolls. But I do believe the Bible tells us what a mamzer is. Step up to the plate. Listen, brother. Right, listen, I fuck with y'all. Y'all want to listen. See that? But yeah, if you got a ranch, don't time them out. I want to talk to Torah's light, but Torah is the light. I wanna know if you're willing to come up here. I mean, you could just say yes or no, or Khan or La'ah, if you know Hebrew. Come back here. I'm waiting to see his response. I don't speak to managers. You're speaking to me now, bro. What are you talking about? Here, I got you, bro. See if you're a man you want. Yeah, I know. He's just talking his ass off. You know who I got? I would call my nigga the cover y'all. Oh, a scoffer like this deserves a scoffer like the cover y'all. Let's show my nigga. We don't. Locking, man. I was on the phone with the 15K. Thor is the light. I hope you still tuned in. But let's take a look at this, right? Relative and absolute dating. Right. So I wanna skip. Just wanna get the main points. So all plants and animals take in radioactive and non-radioactive carbon when they eat and breathe. When they eat and breathe. When they die, the carbon-14 in their wood and bones starts to radioactive decay process. um, it means, or this means, the amount of carbon-14 goes down over time in a predictable way. Slovakia. However, the amount of stable non-radioactive carbon remains the same. In radiocarbon dating, the amounts of stable carbon and carbon-14 in a piece of bone or wood are counted. The ratio of stable carbon to carbon-14 is then used to calculate the date when the radioactive decay process started, right? So it always starts when the plant, when the plant or the animal or, the living species or organism dies. That's when the radiocarbon starts, or the radiocarbon dating, I should say. Where did I leave off at? This time, I should have just kept reading. In other words, the time when the plant or animal died. This means that by using radiocarbon dating, we can tell when someone in the past hunted an animal or cut down a tree at an archaeological site. We can then use these absolute dates to put those events in order and understand how people's lives changed over time. Right? I want to know if I can. Hold on. I can't even back the nigga. What? That's stupid. Yeah, I think as far as the light, what is running shoes and all right, let's go. Or maybe I passed it already. You can scale that in. Where's the... Okay. All right, this is cool. Relative dating. Relative dating is the science of determining the relative order of past events, i.e. the age of an object in comparison to another, without necessarily determining their absolute age, right, i.e. their estimated age. In geology, rock or superficial deposits, fossils, and lithologies can be used to correlate one stratigraphic column with another. Prior to the discovery, radiometric dating in the early 20th century, which provided a means of absolute dating. Right? It's cool though. It's cool though. Man, I ain't gonna cap, bro. I won't say he left. He damn sure not in the back shit. I'm sorry, y'all, if I keep talking. I've been wanting to debate a manager for a minute now, because I ain't never got called a manager before. Let's keep going. Archaeologists and geologists used relative dating to determine ages of materials, though relative dating can only determine the sequential order in which a series of events occurred, not when they occurred. It remains a useful technique. Relative dating by biostratigraphy. Y'all see the word. I struggle with it. Is the preferred method in paleontology. Which is not gonna hold you. I briefly looked at that. It's pretty cool, and is in some respects more accurate. The law of superposition, which states that older layers will be deeper in the site than more recent layers, was a summary outcome of relative dating as observed in geology from the 17th century to the early 20s. Right. Let me go. So Tor is light, understood that he doesn't have the light. Maybe he, to go seek out light. Yeah. All right, after this. Why is it important? The Dead Sea Scrolls material, right? The Dead Sea Scrolls were crafted on parchment papers. The parchment used for these manuscripts played a major part in the scrolls' preservation for over 2,000 years. The term parchment is a general term for an animal skin which has been prepared for writing or printing. Parchment has been made for centuries and is usually calf, goat, or sheepskin. The term vellum from the French vieux refers to a parchment made from calf skin. The manufacture of parchment is quite involved. Some scrolls were written on papyrus and copper material. Let's see. Take a look at what papyrus is, right? Because us writing on papyrus was kind of cool. Papyrus, move out the way. Papyrus, right, which is part of what we wrote the Dead Sea Scrolls on. Is a material similar to thick paper that was used in ancient times as a writing surface. It was made from pith. Right, pith is a tissue or stems of vascular plants. Pith is composed of soft, spongy parenchyma cells, which in some cases can store starch. And y'all see that one. Pith is located in the center of the stem. Y'all get the point. Of the papyrus plant, Cypress papyrus, right, which is this, is better known as common name as papyrus, papyrus sedge, papyrus reed, Indian madder plant, or the Nile grass, right, is a species of aquatic flowering plant belonging to the seeds. Lord in Christ. Okay, y'all. I'm trying to wind down from work. For the sedge family, Cyperacea, it is a tender, right, a wedge plant. Let's get okay. Papyrus was the first manufactured in Egypt. Was first manufactured in Egypt as far back as the 3rd millennium BCE. The earliest archaeological evidence of papyrus was excavated in 2012 and 2013 at Wadi al-Jarf, right, an ancient Egypt harbor located on the Red Sea coast. These documents, the diary of Mare, date from I don't know. It could be true. All right, but I'm more so just gonna look at the papyrus derives from Latin, different documents. Well, I guess that's it. Right, it's just made from the soft tissue of plants. But that's where we get something that's called like the Nash papyrus. All right, I'm gonna show y'all about the Nash. What the hell did I just spell? Look at this. All right, the Nash papyrus is a collection of 4 papyrus fragments acquired in Egypt in 1902, inscribed with the Hebrew text, which mainly contains the 10 Commandments and the first part of the Shema Yisrael prayer, in a form that differs substantial from the later canonical Masoretic text, and is in parts more similar to the chronological closer Septuagint. Right, so this is cool. Right, this is us, right? Got the 10 Commandments plus Exodus 22 through 17 and Deuteronomy 5, 6 through 21. Right. I don't think he got the whole thing on it, just parts and fragments. Right. It does got the words house of bondage on it. But this is one of our fragments that was made off of papyrus outside of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Right. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, let's go back here. Tor is the light. You still in here, my boy? I hope you ain't scurry off. I know you don't got a whiff of the Chief Street Scoffer. Right, percentages of the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls are split into three sections, right? One, the Hebrew scriptures, 40%, Deuterocanonical books, 30%, and sectarian manuscripts, 30%. Who remembers what sectarian manuscripts were? Who on here was on the last live on Tuesday that remember what sectarian manuscripts were? Don't look it up, cheating, and be real with yourself. Huh, you gonna look it up, huh? You gonna look it up, huh? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, man, you gotta go watch that past one. The past one was dope. Oh, listen, the brother Shane on it. Shane, aka John Carter. John Carter? Yeah. Scene writer, right? Like their customs, their culture, their wisdom, their ways of life, something like that. Right? Sectarian manuscripts is more so like um their beliefs that they believe is on the same level as, customary God, so to say. But sectarian manuscripts is more so their ways of life. Like a funny ass nigga. Good to hear from you though. Does the Dead Sea Scrolls contain the Apocrypha? It sure do. It sure do. The Dead Sea Scrolls contains the Apocrypha books, including Sirach, Baruch, letter to Jeremiah, and Tobit. Right? Why is that important? The reason why it's important is because we get our Old Testament from three manuscripts: the Greek Septuagint, Masoretic text, and the Dead Sea Scrolls. If the Dead Sea Scrolls is part of how we get this, utilizing that the Apocrypha was in the Dead Sea Scrolls helps us know that the Apocrypha belongs in the Bible. Some books. Other books, are fake and phony. We reject those, right? But the books like Sirach, Tobit, Letter to Jeremiah, First and Second Esdras, stuff like that belong because some of them contain prophecy. Right? Others contain an immense amount of wisdom, like the Book of Sirach. Others contain history, like Tobit and the rest of Esther. Others contain a different perspective on an account that we see in the Bible, like Daniel 3. You have the songs of the three holy children, right? Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. We see them being mentioned in Daniel 3, but the apocryphal, the book in the Apocrypha gives us a different perspective of what's going on. Yeah, we got First and Second Maccabees. We got First and Second Maccabees that helps us understand what Paul means when he says to the Jew first and to the Greek. What helps us understand a Gentile in the New Testament and to decipher if it's an Israelite or a non-Israelite, right? These are the things that helps us, right? So that's why it's important, because it's good for historical information for us to understand the whole concept of what's going on at the time of Paul's time, right? Not just that though. Let's take a look at each cave and the archaeological, right? Yes. So I believe we left off on cave, if I'm not mistaken, we left off on cave 7. How do I get? Is it this one? Yes, this one. I believe we went through. Did we look at that? Yeah, I think we looked at this one. There's not much in cave 8 or 9, so we'll just look at cave 8. Where you got Psalms, you got this mezuzah, which is dope. It's a little fragment. All right, there's only one thing in cave 9. All right, and of course, who remembers the stuff about cave 10? Who remembers when we talk about cave 10 and why cave 10 is not showed up there? I pay all my yeah, our history in there. Well, we don't know. We don't know what's in cave 10 because they won't let us see it. But it is said that there's 2 ostracas that have writing on it, as well as a gray stone that has a unfamiliar symbol on it, right? An unidentified symbol. Right? How would you But you ain't believe me, my boy? Yeah, nah, you're not gonna find it, man. It sucks, but no, it's all good. Let's look at the last cave. Cave 11, right? Yeah, big manuscripts. Um, no, let's see if we can. Hello, Melchizedek. Temple scroll. Look at this. This one dope. This one's kind of clear. Why is my nose clogged? Listen, I've never suffered from allergies. My nose clogged. I've never had a problem being around a flower and then just went to full allergy sessions. Songs of the Sabbath Sacrifice. All right, y'all get the point. So, if I want to know, right? I want to know if Buddy Torah is the light is still on here, right? Because I got somebody who's not a mamzer. You know, I could bring him up here. I could get off the stage and you could talk to him. If that's what you want to do, since you don't talk to mamzers. If you would like to talk to somebody who is your skin complexion, dark as hell, no offense to that, brother, but he's not a mamzer, right? And he would love to have a conversation with you, right? And I'll get off the screen, and you know, you can handle business. You know, you could talk to him about, you know, what a mamzer is and how Hazarat's a mamzer. That's what you ever so would like, right? Any questions while we wait for him to never respond? Any questions? The conclusion of the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? If you haven't, you know, watched the past 2 ones of the Qumran Caves and the Dead Sea Scrolls itself, that presentation, it was more in depth on the last ones, right? And there's certain information that I said on that video that's not in the slides and that I didn't say in this video. All right, so And Shabbat Shalom to those who, the Sabbath hit already. Shabbat Shalom. I'll let y'all know again that this Sunday, right, this up and coming Sunday, will be this debate, right? No, that's not what I want to do. How do I move? So, oh, it's right here. This Sunday, will be this debate, right? Concerning Genesis 1, right? Tazarot, of course, myself versus Zakar Idon. He's a cool brother. It's not something that's going to be contentious, I don't think. He just wants to explain his understanding on Genesis 1. He wants to reason with the scriptures. He has an open mind of being rebuked if he's wrong. It's not like he's doubling down like, I'm right. No. He is a brother who, approached us humbly and just asked if we would love to do this. I said yes. It's happening on Sunday. Genesis 1 debate, the whole creation story, right? He doesn't believe that Adam and Eve were the first people. I don't believe. I'm not going to speak emphatically. I don't believe. But I do know that he doesn't necessarily follow our doctrine. Right? He believes that certain scriptures in Genesis 1 are talking about something completely different, right? Which is all good. The brother, of course, again, he's coming in the spirit of humility and humbleness, right? Willing to be corrected and accepting where he's wrong, right? But any questions before we get into the scriptures? Also, like I said, the Cash App was updated. It's on the screen. For those of you who have asked before. Does crucifying your flesh include eating less? No. Shane, what is with you and eating? You already got a problem with eating food. It's okay to eat, brother. You can eat nice meals. You can eat big meals. You can fill your belly up. I mean, I believe it's Iraq 30. Iraq 30 speaks about eating too much. Let me see if I can find it. But no, crucifying flesh doesn't mean you have to eat less. No, not at all. What would your brother Shane? What would your flesh be concerning crucifying the flesh? Let's see if I can find this for you. Watch this, Shane. Think you're gonna like this. I say, don't freak out when I bring this precept up. It's okay to eat. You can eat good food, okay, Shane? If you eat a lot, you eat a lot, right? I eat a lot sometimes. I'm skinny too. Good. You feel me? As long as it's not an unhealthy eating habit, meaning you're just 800 pounds, you smooth, player. Get your grub on. Of course, fast. You feel me? You want to fast some days. All right, but watch this. Bring this up for you. Sirach 30, It's lucky. Sirach 31. Where is it? It started at 17. This whole thing, you feel me? As the title says, behavior at dinner parties, right? So the whole thing is concerning, um, you know, being at a group setting where there's food involved, how to conduct yourself with this. A lot of people need to read this. Okay. Verse 17, Sirach 31 and 17 in the GNT. It says it's good manners to be the first to stop eating. Stuffing yourself is an offense, right? So you're at the party and you just eating up all the food, right? You just eating up all the food, not saving none for nobody else. If there are many people present, don't try to be the first to be served, right? Have manners like, listen, y'all can go first, right? If there's something left, I'll eat it. If not, thug it out. A little bit is plenty for anyone with good manners, right? Having just a little bit is good when somebody has good manners, right? Besides, you won't be short of breath when you go to bed. Watch this. I ain't gonna hold y'all. When I read this the first time, it reminded me when I was a kid. Verse 20. People who eat too much get stomach aches and cannot sleep. If you don't overeat, you can get a good night's sleep and wake up early the next morning feeling fine. But if you do get a stomach ache from eating too much, go off and vomit and you will feel better. So when I was a kid, I remember we had a barbecue at my house. Not my house. Parents' house. But I ate too much. I ate entirely too much. I remember going upstairs and I remember laying down and I couldn't get comfortable. My stomach was killing me. I felt like I had to throw up. It was causing me to just feel ill. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't sit down. It just hurt because I ate too much. Sirach was that line. Can y'all try to command Satan to do anything to us? Or just Yahweh gives the order? If yes, was it Yahweh Satan was talking to when it comes to testing Job, or Yahweh? Was it Yahweh Satan was talking to? Oh, I read it. Let's go to Job. Job 21. The hell? Job 21. Let's take a look. All right, Job. That's my friend. Yeah. Job 1 and 2. Well, Job 1 and 6, right? This is something that's called the divine council, right? It's a very interesting topic, the divine council, concerning how each nation has their gods, each nation has their deities, right? So on and so forth. I'll go off into that, but there's no point. We're going to stay on topic. Job 1 and 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Tetragrammaton, which is Yahweh. And Satan came also among them. And Yahweh said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered Yahweh and said, From going to and forth on the earth and from walking up and down in it. Right now, is Satan more powerful than Yahweh? No. But as far as concerning what Job 1 is speaking about, Satan was talking to Yahweh himself. Right? They're having this divine council. Job's name came up in the conversation. He said, You consider my servant Job. What about him? Listen, and then they had that conversation. For the Lord is God and is truth. Is a spirit, I was sent to tempt King Ahab, Satan. No, I don't think it was Satan. Let's go to that. What is that? 1 Kings 19? First Kings 16. No, it's not Satan. Oh, as well. All right, First Kings 22. Oh, that's what it is. 19. The verse is 19. That's why I got it mixed up. First Kings 22 and 19. And he said, Hear thou therefore the word of Yahweh. I saw Yahweh sitting on his throne and all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left hand. Right. So this is another example of the divine council. Right. Verse 20, and Yahweh said, Who shall persuade Ahab that he may go and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, another said on this manner. And there came forth the spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. We don't necessarily have the name of this spirit. So I mean, I don't believe it is because it doesn't say Satan. But it's just a lying spirit. So my answer is I don't know. Because it don't say. It could have been him, it couldn't have been him. We don't know. I have a few questions as well when allowed that I would. I have a few questions as well when allowed. Okay. Yeah, ask your question. Sister Lily, you have a husband? And if you have your husband, I would prefer your husband to ask the questions. Just for order's sake. No shot at you, no disrespect. Yes. It says sons of God came to the is that separate God and the Lord is the spirit of Yahweh. I get technical sometimes and I'm trying to be too. Oh, perfect. It's all good, brother. I'll be doing the same thing. Is my flesh crucified if I still have lustful thoughts? But it gets less worse every day. When Paul said he dies daily, that means he kind. Is my flesh crucified if I still have love? So the understanding of spiritual warfare, right? We understand that Christ tells us many times that we must endure to the end, right? Sirach 2:1 says, My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. The thoughts are going to continually be put in your head because before you can actually act out a sin willfully, you have to think of that sin. You feel me? So how else will these demons get a hold of you to go off if you didn't think it first? Right now, there's something that's called an unknowing sin, right? An unwilling sin, an unintentional sin, and then there's something that's called a willful sin. You feel me? So if you're being tempted in the head, your job is to dead it right there. Right now, to say, Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, rebuke the evil thought is Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Yakach, Harai, Messiah 1. Not the evil thought, the evil temptation. But yeah, Sister Lily, if you have a husband, if he can join really quick, ask the question. How do you? Can two type that? I don't know who two is. What are they talking about? I can send it to you again. Redirect your affections to the law section. Redirect your affections to the law section. Oh. Yeah, Shane, meditate on the law. And if y'all got Christian friends, tell them that I want to have a conversation with them. I'm struggling to breathe over here. Struggling. Man, I'm trying to figure out where Torah is the light went. Oh, where'd everybody go, man? Where'd everybody go? So Again, for those of you who are joining in, right, this coming Sunday will be a debate at 3 p.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time. I believe that's 6 p.m. on the East Coast for Eastern Standard Time. Everything else, I mean, I don't know all the times and the days and stuff like that, but it's going down, right? Like Sally Sale said, you feel me? It's going down tonight. You know? But concerning Tuesday, it's up for debate for myself. I don't know if I want to do a canonization type thing, different manuscripts that have scriptures, different councils concerning the canon. I don't know. The Essenes, there's not much on the Essenes. I mean, it's just a sect of Israelites. So I'm kind of confused on what I'm going to do. But that will be posted tomorrow or the next day. I'll figure it out. Friday will be a new video, a street debate, right? I had a debate on streets. My parents doing genealogy, and he said my great-great-grandfather is white. Is that an interesting? Your great-great-grandfather is white on whose side? On your father's side? And is this like proven facts? Because people can look up their genealogy, right? Like the brother Nakamiya, right? Sicarii Southwest, on your father's side. So your great-great-great-grandfather is a white boy. Like this is proven, or this is like, we don't know. But yeah, Sicarii, Southeast, right? He listen, he can go far back, on his genealogy, which is powerful. He can go back to who he came from specifically. Feel me? It's not proven. He keeps saying he's white, but we can't find anything from the census about his father. But he knows that he's white. You're like, your pops know that his great grandfather or great great grandfather is white. Like he knows that. So what's going on, player? Oh, I got to do my shout out. You know what I'm saying? The brother Dewad on Instagram. Let me pull up his Instagram. Show you what's popping. All right, so y'all can get a good look at this brother. Boom. Right. This brother, of course, always gives you your updated information about what's going on in the world. All the breaking news from people, dealing with unalivement. All the way to, just the oil, what's going on with the oil, the money, the marketing, the Pentagon, so on and so forth, right? The Wild Yashar Allah, make sure that y'all go like and subscribe. He got followers for a reason too, right? So Yeah, Shane, does he know for a fact that he's white? Because you might be running into a problem right now, bro. What? Right? He said that white people married into our family, and I keep saying that's impossible. And our last name is from a white family that came from England. How is it impossible? Is it impossible? Yeah, I don't. I mean, bro, you're 16. You don't really know everything that's going on in your family. So your dad said that white people married into his family on his father's side. There is a white man who is part of your lineage on your father's side. So your father's 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 father is white. Is that what you're telling us? Is that what your dad told you? And does your dad know that? I don't want to. That's it. Why you say it's okay? I'm not laughing. It's just funny. I just pictured you saying it. Um, but is it a fact that your dad's dad is white? Is that a fact? Whether you want it to be or not, is that a fact? You're still hilarious, bro. You know, you're still hilarious. You're funny to me. It's okay. You feel me? We can talk about what's moving forward, but if you fear God, you can't lie. I mean, you gotta be 100 straightforward, right? Keep it in a book 1,000. We can't find anything on him, and he's talking about he. Shane, I think you know. This is just me thinking. It's not an actual statement, but I do think that you know for a fact that your ancestors are white. I would just respect it if you kept it a book. You can still ask me questions about the Bible. I love talking about the Bible. Um, Lily, did you? I don't know if you had questions, if you wanted to, if you had a husband, if you didn't have a husband, you can freely ask your questions, or freely answer. But if you did have a husband, if you can, just say I do, then I'll be okay, boom. Okay, have him join real quick, have him type it in real quick. Um, what? The things people tell that to the tribes that were swallowed by the ground into fire. The tribe of Levi saw and repented. Yeah, these people be bugged out on Instagram. Let's take a look at this. Cornelius, right? Who here does not, and who here does know how to prove that Cornelius in Acts 10 is an Israelite? Put a 1 for yes, you know how to prove that he's an Israelite. Put a 2 for no, I don't know how to prove he's an Israelite. Who here knows how to prove that Cornelius himself was an Israelite? He says he's white, but I don't believe it. He says that a white man married an Indian woman, but there's no proof, and I looked on Ancestry and could not find it. Well, my boy, you're probably a white boy. How is he gonna prove that? You feel me? Yeah, you're probably a white boy, Shane. Because you keep saying that you don't believe it, but it's not about what you believe in, it's about what's facts. What's facts is your pops keep saying that your ancestors are white. You know? White ain't right. White ain't right. It's all good though, player. I said keep doing research. Damn, ain't nobody gonna answer the question? For the one, if you know how to prove Cornelius is an Israelite. And two, if you don't know how to prove Cornelius is an Israelite. It's all good if you don't know how to prove that. Okay. Is that an endless genealogy? No, I think you should go figure out if you're actually white or not and accept it, whether it's right or wrong. Because you know, Shane, if you do, you know, find out that you're white, what you don't want to do is this. Revelation 3:9, behold, I'll make them the synagogue of Satan, which say they're Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before your feet and to know that I have loved you. All right, what you don't want to do is say that you're an Israelite and you're not. What? Okay, what am I? No. I want to take a guess and say in the name in the same chapter. Wait, what book is that? What are y'all talking about? What I just read was Revelation 3:9. But where I was just at was Acts 10. That's concerning Cornelius. But concerning Shane, I think you might be a white boy. Just be what it is, my boy. Okay, so Acts 10 is beautiful, right? Very beautiful. Right, so Acts 10:1, and there was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band. Now, Shane, mind you, you might not be an Edomite, okay? You might actually be an Israelite. We don't know. But I would go do your research to find out. So if I find something out that I don't want to find out, what do I do? Shit. Go have fun. I don't know. You know, I mean, you can try to serve us the best as you can in this life. You know, do whatever you can. Maybe you'll lighten your judgment in the kingdom if you do find out that you're a white boy. But you will be a slave though, if you are a white boy. Right, and there was a man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band. Right, who knows where Caesarea is at? Listen, the way you're wording it, it sounds like you already know. It sounds like you already know, but you just don't want to admit it. Him and this man gave his all and pray to our God. Who? Cornelius? You talking about Cornelius? Or you talking about? Assuming Italy. No. Let me pull up the map. Pull up the map. Okay, I like Picasso. All right, so we have Galilee right here. And up here is Caesarea. All right, let me get a better. It's a terrible map, so I can't. So zoom all the way in. You can see it, but it's hard to see it. Yeah, damn. Can I get a bigger map? Yeah, y'all see it, right? Okay. Caesarea, right? It's right here. It's in Israel. Caesarea is in fact in Israel. Yeah, but I mean, if your father knows that your ancestor is white, I mean, your father knows that, bro. Well, of course, research it, find out. But if everything keeps saying, that your pops is white, your pops is white. You're white. You can't do nothing about it, bro. You are not capable of being grafted in if you're white. But again, just do your research. You might not be white. You might not be an Edomite. You might be an Israelite. But you have to, do your research, bro. I can't help you. I'm not good at all that. Right. So there's a man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band. Now, does this emphatically prove that he was an Israelite because he lived in Israel? No. Right. You have Roman soldiers that were in Israel who were living in Israel. Right. So it doesn't emphatically prove that this is an Israelite. You have to keep reading. Now, it says that he was in a band called the Italian band. Right. Now, people play games with that as well. Oh, he's in the Italian band. He's white. Right, Acts 19:1. Am I tripping? I'm tripping. Acts 18:2. Right, and found a certain Jew, named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy, with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome, and came unto them. So you have this Jew coming from Italy himself, right? Now, it says lately born in Pontus, right? Belonging to Pontus, born in Pontus, native to Pontus. That didn't really help. All right, let's see where Pontus is at. You have Galatia. If I'm not mistaken, so is it this whole region? How are you gonna point Pontus on the outside of it? Let's see if this can do this. Born in Pontus. Where is Pontus at? Whatever. Y'all get the point. You're wildin'. You're wildin', bro. Oh, you're wildin'. It says a devout man. A devout man. Now, the reason why that's important is because this word devout is constantly used throughout the book of Acts, right? In 3 different places. One in Acts 10, of course. Well, 2 times in Acts 10. Right, Acts 10, Cornelius was a devout soldier, right? Still the same person. But it says that again, Acts 22 and 12, and one Ananias, a devout man, according to the law, having a good report of all the Jews that dwelt there, right? So it calls another devout man, labeling him as a Jew. Now, Acts 2 and 5, and they were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Now, when this noise was abroad, the multitude came together, so on and so forth, right? So this word devout men, again, this doesn't emphatically prove he's an Israelite, but it's pointing towards that direction, right? And I have a whole video on this. Let's go back. Finishing verse 2. And one that feared God with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to God always. He saw in a vision, evidently about the 9th hour of the day, an angel of God coming into him and saying unto him, Cornelius, right? Who knows, the significance of him receiving this in the 9th hour? Who knows why that's, Now, mind you, listen, I will always utilize this, right? If somebody wants to say that, oh, yeah, if we keep the customs of y'all, this, and that, why do y'all have to keep the customs of another people in order to get to God? That's what I want to know. Why do y'all have to go to the extent of following another people's customs in order to finally, why is my camera tripping? In order to finally get some type of, relationship, so to say, with the Heavenly Father? Wow. Why can't y'all just do what we do, right? Why can't y'all just serve the Heavenly Father? This hood is pissing me off. I need to take my hair off too. Right? Well, here's why. Take a look at Acts 3. Right, Acts 3:1. Now Peter and John went up together into the temple at the hour of prayer, being the 9th hour. It was our customs. It was our customs to pray at the 9th hour. Right? So the man is following our customs. Right? I don't mind waiting, y'all. What you mean, Lily? You don't mind me what? To ask your question? I don't know if you heard me, but I was asking you, if you don't have a husband, you can feel freely to ask your question. But if you did have a husband, I would rather him come and ask the question. All right, so they'll go to, now you can read this whole thing if you want. A lot of it goes into his vision, but they'll utilize verse 28. Right? Acts 10 and 28. And he said unto them, you know how that is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. but God has showed me that I shall not call any man common or unclean. What does he mean right here? All right, before we close out, what does he mean? I'll just tell you, right? So there was no law that says that we cannot keep company or come into one of another nation. That's not a law of God, right? That's just speaking about the customs in which we had as of the time, right? The circumcision would have messed with the uncircumcision, and they'll keep it as a law, right? But what's beautiful is this is Cornelius speaking about himself. I mean, this is Peter speaking about Cornelius. Right now we go into this word, another nation. Right, it's comprised of two words, right? G243 and G5443. Right, it means just four. Right. Now, one word is another, right, which is where we get another nation. But when we go into the word for nation, it's speaking about in the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, right? An offshoot, i.e., race or clan, kindred, tribe, right? So that is the easiest way to debunk that is speaking about another nation concerning Cornelius. Now, I have past my time, and I have to close out. But, you know, it was a pleasure, of course. With that, and my camera is tweaking. With that, I do want to say, call Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahushai. It's all praise to the Most High in the name of His only begotten Son, who the word is called Jesus Christ. Kwam Yashrael. And y'all stay safe out there. All right, stay tuned for Sunday. Sunday is going up. It's going up.